Hello guys, don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and hit that little bell right there so that you can get notifications every time I upload a video. Okay? Enjoy.
Andy Arts TV. This is your boy Andy Matrix. What is up, dudes? What is up? And this is gonna be a long ass motherfucking video, dude. Boom! I just finished playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, baby, and I'm hyped as fuck for this video. Oh man, don't act like you don't recognize that background. Do not act like you don't recognize that background. With that sword, I mean, it's more high definition now. It's more, it's got better graphics, more realistic. The CG computer, these high-tech, realistic, highly pixelated images and shapes on the game. That sword in that menu, it looks so much nicer now, doesn't it? Oh man, this game, it just blew my fucking mind, yo. This game blew my mind. I freaking loved it. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not 100% perfect. There were parts that I didn't really like, some things I didn't understand. But overall, man, you know what? Let's get started. Let's get started. So this is gonna be a really long video. So if you got something else to do, maybe it's not a good idea to watch it. But this is gonna be a long video, maybe about 15-20 minutes. So I'm gonna talk about the gameplay. I'm gonna talk about the story. I'm gonna talk about the characters. I'm gonna talk about the graphics. I'm going to talk about Sephiroth and the ending. So I guess these 6 things. Yeah. So I wish I had more pictures, because when I was playing, I would like, I guess so into the game I forget to take pictures, honestly. But hey, what can you do? All right, so let's get started. Wait, hold on. And let's get started on the gameplay. Okay. So the gameplay, here you see Cloud and Aerith. Yeah, oh, by the way, it's Aerith. TH, not Eris with an S. Aerith. Excuse me, I'm like burping. So the gameplay is absolutely stunning. I mean, the battle system, if I can get a shot of the battle system here. Oh, well, I didn't. Well, anyways. Yeah, so the battle system is absolutely stunning. And it looks as though, it seems as though they kind of learned a lot from the Final Fantasy 15 battle system, which everybody criticized. It was very repetitive. So they found a way to make it where you could like switch characters. Even though eventually they figured, just using one character is kind of boring when you have all these other characters to choose from, right? So in Final Fantasy 15, you would just play with Noctis, and then the other guys were just like on autopilot, some people kind of find it kind of boring. That's one of the reasons why I didn't want to play Final Fantasy 15. I mean, I played it for like a couple of hours, and then after, like, when you're on the road trip and all that, after you meet Cindy, the mechanic chick, I said, you know what? Fuck it. I don't want to play this game. It just got boring. It felt like I was playing Grand Theft Auto. But anyways, so it looks like they learned from the Final Fantasy 15 gameplay, and then they found a way to make it where you could switch characters. And also the materia system, it was absolutely, it was the same. It was just the same. You can take the materias, you can level up the materia, and then you can pass it on to other characters. And of course, each character specializes in either attack, defense, or magic, or like one, usually the characters who have, like, I think Ares has a lot of awesome magic, and then Cloud just has good attack and defense. Bear just has good ass attack, and then Tifa's just an attacker. She's very fast. So, and then when you equip the materia, you kind of balance it out, or you can make one character have more certain traits, or you can equip them with whatever you want, give them whatever kind of magic. But yeah, and in the battle system, it was, I would say that it's up there with the God of War, with the PS4 God of War game. The battle system, it feels so realistic. Like when you slice an enemy, you see the freaking sparks just flying, And hold on, we're not there yet. So the battle system, they did an incredible job. They did an absolutely incredible job with the battle system. And Square Enix learned. And I think they also took a few things from Kingdom Hearts, and I think it has to do with the menu. Now, rest assured, the limit breaks in the original game, the characters will have like many limit breaks, and as you level up, you get other limit breaks. But here you only have one limit break, and then special moves that are unique to that character, right? Like when you fill up your active time bar. You get like a couple of dashes, a 1 dash or 2 dashes. Some special moves take 2 dashes, and then other special moves just take 1. So, and I like what they did with the time bar. Now, it is easy to die in this game. It can be easy to die in this game because you cannot use the items and you cannot use magic unless the active time bar is filled out, which of course it makes sense because that's how it used to be. This is an action RPG game, an active RPG game, okay? At least that's what I'm calling it. I don't know what it's actually called. Some people say it's action RPG, not turn-based RPG. And I'm glad because they had to change things up for, to modernize it, because most games, that's where they're headed, open world, and yeah, it's not only open world, but then also fighting realistically, right? And okay, so that's it for my talk about the gameplay really quick. So now let's move on to the graphics and the characters. Yeah, the graphics and the characters. So there were times, and as you can see, let me remove myself from here. So as you can see, this is Aries' house, right? The graphics in this game, sometimes I would find myself just stopping, and then just turn the camera around Cloud, and just take in all the beauty, all of the, all the, just the wonder, just the beautiful moment, just the amazing graphics, dude. Is because if you play the original game back in the early 2000s or in the 90s, this game used to be freaking polygons. Cloud was a freaking polygon with spikes for hair, and now he's actually walking around with a Buster Sword on his back. Which, by the way, there's actually a magnet on his back for those of you that don't know. That's how the sword sticks on his back. It doesn't just magically stay there. He has a magnet, okay? A magnet on his back. So, yeah, I mean, the graphics here, there were some people that were complaining, where that flower doesn't have it doesn't have enough CG or it doesn't have enough pixel enough details on it. And I'm like, dude, it doesn't have to be 100% super duper perfect. The little details, like the flowers, they were meant to be looked at from far away. But some people just love to complain. Whatever, I mean, what can you do? So the graphics are absolutely stunning in this game, and yeah, I would just find myself just constantly looking. I mean, look at the details here. It looks, I mean, this shit is just just everything, dude. And then when Aries and Cloud are moving around the Sector 5 slums after they escape the church, look in the horizon. Look at all the trash. Look at all the houses. How the houses are shaped, how the houses are made. The DDI, it looks realistic, but man, it's just so amazing seeing this go from polygons to this amazing masterpiece. I mean, this game has to win Game of the Year. It has to, What was that slide? Hold on, I got a slideshow here, guys. I'm using this with slides. Okay, we'll get to that in a moment. Hold on. All right, so now I want to talk about the characters. Yeah, the relationship between Cloud and Aeris, it's I mean, it was. It is as you imagine it from the previous game if you play the original. And Cloud is just this cold, emotionally distant type of guy, and Ares is just like this, this beam of energy. Ares is this beam of sweetness, and that Cloud, because throughout the game, Cloud is just trying to like get over himself, That's what the game is about. I mean, that's what Cloud's character is about. So you see a lot of development from the beginning all the way to the end. And I mean, even Barrett and Cloud's relationship from the beginning, Barrett just kind of saw Cloud as as just this guy that I'm hiring. Oh, I'm just hiring this mercenary. But as the story progresses, they become friends. Things actually changed, things actually improved. And also, I want to say something about the relationship between Cloud, Ares, Cloud and Tifa, and then Cloud and Jesse, which in the original game they didn't have enough time for this, I guess. Jesse, had a thing for Cloud, but it was not very transparent. People didn't notice it that much because she dies early in the game. Now, in this game, in this version, the remake, I kind of like Jesse and Cloud as a couple than I do Tifa and Cloud or Ares and Cloud. I don't know. There's something about Jesse, like. They go deeper into her story. They see why she is the way she is, and they kind of gave her this deeper backstory, to basically to show how important the character is. And yeah, man, So Jesse and Cloud. I kind of like them better as a couple, even though she's not gonna make it. Spoiler alert: if she didn't finish the game, she's not gonna make it. But hey, and how the characters interacting. Or if you take a look at this picture here, of Tifa, going over this, walking over this pipe, trying not to fall, otherwise she's gonna have to face this little monster below. But like, the interactivity of this game is absolutely amazing. Like, I don't want to compare it to Assassin's Creed, but you do get to climb things, you do get to go around buildings, you do, get to do all those things. And, yeah, I mean, and then how you interact with the crowd, when you're walking around, it's kind of like if you guys play Kingdom Hearts. In Kingdom Hearts 3, when you walk around Traverse Town, you actually hear people talking in the background, like so it feels very real. It's so it draws you in. You really feel like you're in Midgar, because the original game, it was a PlayStation 1 3-disc game. The first disc, it was all Midgar, right? But within 5 hours, you are already out of Midgar, right? It takes about 5 hours, and if you're training, probably like 7. But within 5 hours, you're out of Midgar and already, going over the wall. And then moving on to the journey to follow Sephiroth, or So yeah, so the interactivity of the game, you feel like you're in Midgar. You see the system, you see the like the children, you see the slums, and you can really feel that this is an actual place. This place is real. It existed. It feels like it does exist somewhere. Like I can buy a plane ticket and go there someday or something. It's really that deep. Hold on. But yeah, I forgot this shot here. And again, like going back to Ares' house, because see, Ares' house is one of the most memorable memorable parts in the beginning of the game, because Ares is such an important character in the story. But when you transition to this part and you visit her house, it's this nostalgia. Like I heard some people even cried when they when they got to this part of the game. Let's see. As you can see, you can get to interact with people. Some people you can talk to. Some people you cannot talk to. You just kind of hear them. And see the pillar over there? There's a station right by it. man, it's just this massive world, man. This massive super duper world, dude. It's like, excuse me, it's just breathtaking. You know, just breathtaking all over. Like, now, what was I gonna say? The part, oh yeah, this part when Klaus, you know, a lot of people are wondering how are they going to pull this off, and honestly, I didn't think it would be too hard because, you know, Cloud kind of has that, you know, he's blonde, so it was easy to kind of like turn him into this like blonde girly guy, and if you look at, he has no got no titties. I'm pretty sure if you meet him in real life, you could tell that, yes, he's probably a man, you know? But this part was so well done. And the new characters that they added to this part, to the wall market, which is one of my favorite parts in the game, what they added to the, you know, to the wall market, it was very well done. It was very well done. And as a matter of fact, I will go to say, you know how like some people, you know, in America, like a lot of people are like rooting for diversity and this whole transgender and identity politics here. You know, like a lot of people in America, moviegoers, they don't like that most of the time. But when you see it in this game, I feel as though the whole identity thing with the gender, you know, with the whole gender, playing with gender here, it was actually well done. It was actually well done because if you're gonna create like kind of like a homosexual or transgender character, you shouldn't try to make the entire game or story about that, or that part of the story about that, but rather this is a person of this sexual orientation, and this is what they do, and that's it, right? They're just kind of there. It's just a character that's LGBT or whatever, you know? Like there was this guy that was very feminine, which is the guy that dressed up Cloud. His name was Andrea, so I guess he identifies as a woman because of how he feels or whatever. But it was actually well done. You know, it's not like, you know, these Hollywood movies, you know, you feel like they're pushing their identity politics agenda on you, right? So this part, it was very funny. Hold on, where is it? It was very funny. It was very well done. You just cannot help but to laugh at this shit. Man, the wall market and Corneo. We learn more about Corneo, kind of like, you know, how he became, you know. You see, every character, new characters are added to this game to give depth, more depth, and more meaning and more details. They're not just stretching out the story of the game. They're not just stretching the story of the game. They're going deeper into it, and it actually makes sense. It makes sense. Like the story is written so well. It's written so well. It has, you know, very few flaws that it's like you cannot complain. Like in the original game, it takes about 5 hours to get out of Midgard. In this game, it's a whole 30 to 40 hours of gameplay. I say 36 hours because that's how long it took me. 36 hours, 38 hours, 40 hours of gameplay to get out of Midgard, right? And it was very, 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 very well done. It was beautifully done. How the story was written, and again, just going with the details. If you play Final Fantasy VII, you will know the original. You will know where this is, right? The Shinra building. This, you know. This is so, man. It's only the beginning of the game, and this is like before you find out who the real villain is, that you're in this part of the game, right? And see, words just cannot describe how amazing this game is. And this is a spoiler. Towards the end of the game, you do meet, of course, you do meet President Shinra, and I don't want to spoil too much, but yeah, kind of Barrick kind of somewhat gets his revenge on Shinra. You know, he gets a piece of Shinra, to kind of like, strike some fear into the man, if you will. And this was beautifully done. I like how what they did with the story here. But one thing that I do not understand, or that I kind of understand, is I guess like the ghouls like the ghosts that chase them around. The ghosts that chase them around. They're called whispers. They're called whispers, and they're supposed to be the ones that shape your destiny, or prevent your like they prevent your destiny from happening. No, they make sure that people meet their destiny rather than if somebody's trying to rewrite their destiny. In other words, they postpone your death. Your death. If you were to be killed at that moment, they postpone your death until the right moment comes for your destiny, right? So yeah, I mean, I was kind of making fun of it, asking like, how come? What are the Harry Potter Dementors doing here? Like what are the Harry Potter Dementors doing here? But just a bit of a joke. And man, this game is just so absolutely freaking amazing. Like there's no words that could describe the how great this game is. Like it's a 10 out of 10. An absolute 10 out of 10. I will give it a 10 out of 10. Some complainers will say, it's an 8 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10. No, it's a fucking 10 out of 10, dude. This game is... I mean, God of War, the God of War for PS4 was great, but this is a JRPG, a Japanese RPG game. And it's so diverse. The story is so well written and is so well done. It's no wonder. It's no wonder why the original, Final Fantasy VII was the reason why millions and millions and millions of people got into Final Fantasy, including myself. This is the first Final Fantasy game that I played. Okay, this is the first Final Fantasy VII, the Final Fantasy game that I played back in the early 2000s, because I'm a 90s kid, but I didn't have a PlayStation until the 2000s. It was absolutely stunning, man. I mean, I was just, even with the polygons back then, it was still great. I don't know what else to say, man, except this is my review, and go play the game, guys. I mean, take a look at this. I mean, Cloud, this scene, nobody knew how they were going to pull this scene, but it was so well done. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Look at it. I didn't show any screenshots of the gameplay, but oh yeah, you get to collect music, which I thought was cool. I'm not sure why they added that, but the whole music thing. But hey, I enjoyed it. And the relationship between the characters, and they expand on Avalanche. They expand. Yeah, that's another thing I forgot to cover. They expand on on Avalanche, because in the original game you don't really get to spend a lot of time with Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge. Here in this game, you develop a deeper relationship with these characters, to the point that when you see them die, it's like you almost cry. That's why people love this game. That's why people love Final Fantasy VII. Is still the best game. It's still the best selling Final Fantasy game of all time. It will continue to be. And I see this game making well over 20 million, selling 20 million copies. I think the original sold like, how much did it sell? The original sold 13 million. I think this one has the potential to win. The remake has the potential to sell 15 million to 20 million copies, guys. I'm confident of it. And I don't mind that Square Enix is making this episodic. I like it. And hey, I'm gonna buy the next game and I'm gonna play it too. Fuck that shit. Alright, guys, back to the main menu. So, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your time. And Thank you for watching this review. It's a really long video, one of the longest videos I posted. So check out Final Fantasy VII Remake. Play that shit. Play through it. Enjoy it. You will enjoy it. And man, I don't know what to say. This game is just absolutely amazing, absolutely stunning. And one last detail, I actually bought it twice. I pre-ordered it from GameStop, but then since the pandemic happened, the lockdown with the you know what virus, the beer virus. I don't want to say it, but yeah, you know, the pandemic and the lockdown that's happening worldwide. So yeah, guys, let me zoom in here. Actually, no, fuck that. I want to leave the background there. This is Andy Arts TV. Thank you for thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the subscription button below this video, baby. And leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. And that is it. Peace out, dudes.